What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another live stream. If you're new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we jump on the charts to try to finish out this Friday, right? Make sure you read what's on the screen. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. I'm just an idiot here yapping on YouTube for entertainment purposes only. Do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts. And the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content like Top 1 Futures, Code Bookmap, and others. Let me throw my headphones on today. We're going to get some background music rolling. We're going to get some vibes going on this Friday, as the kids say. We're going to get the vibes right. And we are blasting out of a rocket here on the U.S. indices. Yeah, look at that. I think I just had a take profit hit on hang on one second, guys. I'm going to share this screen for a second. Just got to check two other things. So I had trades running from this morning. I had a comeback on these straight to funded 50K accounts that I was trading this morning. I'll go ahead and share those in a minute, but we'll stay focused on ES. We'll talk about this morning's kind of choppiness back and forth, and what I'm finding is working much better than stupidly aggressive scalping. But let's see what we got going on. Good morning, chat, as we're opening up here, 9:31 a.m. I'm on the ball today. And guess what? We streamed for NYSE Open every single day this week, and we streamed for London Open since Wednesday of this week, and we streamed London Open Thursday of last week. I'm streaming like, I don't know, it's got to be 5+ hours a day now, hanging out with you guys live, and you know it's all 100% free. We run that free 99 deal here at Real Deal every damn day, right? So, before we yap about the market, let's yap about you guys. What do we got? Lone Wolf, what's up? Good morning. I'm going to throw it all on the screen for you guys, too. We'll show them what's up. Apps, what's up? Good morning. Wolf, remember, today is Don't F It Up Friday. Be patient, stick to your rules, don't blow shit up. Listen, it's Don't F It Up Friday, 100%. Nate, Wolf, good morning. You guys are yapping a bit. Let me see who else is talking. Don't mess it up Friday. Andre said, lol, the next scam company. I don't know who you're talking about when you say next scam company, but please let me know, Andre. We'll put it on the screen and we'll talk about it. Rich Boy Trades, good morning. Wolf, what's going on? Lock it up, as Zach says. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Rich Boy, what's up again? Morning in there, what's up? We got a troll. Don't ask me when the giveaway is. Yeah, there's the troll face. Christy, what's up? Aaron, what's up? We got a bunch of people on chat. We got a bunch of people hopping on. Rusty, what's going on? Welcome to the show. that profile pic gets me every time, man. What's up? Luciano, what's happening? Andrew, what's up? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Appreciate you guys being on here, as always. Welcome back to the show. Happy to have you here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the charts. Again, only one that I didn't get was lol, the next scam company. You let me know. About that one. We'll talk about that one. Right back to VWAP, and then an immediate bounce back. I had, believe it or not, one trade left running on NQ from the open all the way back into profit. That one finally hit. I got the alert on my trading view chart on my phone here over on the right-hand side, so I have to check that. But let's hop out. Let's see what we're going to do here for NYSE session on ES. Let's see what we got. Let's see. So wild push to the upside. Obviously, as you guys know, if we zoom way out, we look at the last couple months of data. As we come a little bit closer, which I like to take a look at, as we come a little bit closer, zoomed in, the daily obviously is very high time frame data for what I'm doing here on the 1-minute chart, but I like to get a feel for what's going on price action wise, right? I when I describe price action and market structure are kind of interchangeable, but just so you know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about something. When I talk about price action, I'm looking really at candlesticks, right? Candlestick bodies and wicks, closures, the open, the close, the high, the low, right? When I talk about market structure, I'm talking about more of a general, are we putting in higher highs, higher lows through multiple sequences of candles for whatever time frame that we're on? So maybe that could help. But I'd like to take a look at price action, specifically the week that's forming, the candle that's forming for that morning. And it can be helpful. I've heard guys say predicting the daily candle or anticipating the daily candle, right? Usually if we're trading NYSE, there's already been multiple sessions. We are in the latter half of the trading day if we look at when it opens, right, to when it closes today at 4 p.m. Eastern. And we already have a lot of candle formed, right? So right now, for our daily candle, we got a nice bearish bar forming with a pretty clean wick to the upside and downside. We did not come up above and sweep yesterday's high, Thursday's high. We have already broken below yesterday's low, and we're opening up below yesterday's low, or at least starting to push below yesterday's low, right? We have that marked out with prior day high, prior day low, and our overnight high and low, right? The wick from the top end and the bottom end of the current daily candle, the area that price is printed, since session changeover all the way up until this NYSE start. If you guys have any questions on my chart, feel free to let me know. We got a little bit of consolidation up here, right? We blasted up to the upside. We cracked all-time highs, and now we've kind of just been chopping up here. We had a pretty nice pullback right here, sweeping down below these candle lows, right? The most decent pullback that we had considering this drive up here. So we could be setting up for another one of those. I could definitely see potentially a pullback down, a sweep down below this before continuation to the upside. It is Friday. It's a no news Friday. We'll take a look at what's on the calendar in a moment. But just looking at where we're at here on the daily, a little bit of consolidation. Could this flip into a bullish bar and we just trend to the upside and go rip to the upside? Sure. I don't know that we do that. We could continue this move to the downside, at very least pushing this bearish bar a little bit further before pulling back up, if not continuing this drive lower. So just helpful sometimes to take a look at the daily, right? Like here's how it's helpful. Let me zoom back in just so we know. This structure right here, right? If I'm just saying these couple days of structure is very different than this structure, right? This is a different type of trading condition than this right here, right? We might classify this as an uptrend. I don't know. Maybe you have your chart inverted and you classify this as a trend to the downside. But I classify this as some consolidation, right? Some rangy consolidation up here around all-time highs. So just to clarify that a little bit further. Nice. So we zoom out a little bit. We can see what happened here. Trump, classic comment. You could almost guess now any massive pump or sell-off is going to be a Trump comment on tariffs right now. That's what we're getting a lot of. This was a comment on tariffs for Canada, I believe. Not that it really matters to me, who's very technical and not very fundamental based at all, outside of attempting to know scheduled financial news events. But we got a pretty gnarly sell-off here after the session changeover, and then we popped back up above VWAP. We held. Took some shorts, tried to get some profit here on NQ for the overnight session. Really didn't get too much motion this week for London, to be honest. Overall, red for those sessions. But, of course, after stream kind of cooled down, let these bad boys run as I went to take a nap, and played out pretty nicely. So I'm going to be implementing some of that coming up for London session on and on NQ in general, just on these charts on the side, these accounts on the side. So we sold back off through London, right? This is the 3 a.m. time frame. Here's when we came into that. Really started selling off all the way down. Put our overnight low in here on ES below prior day low. Stayed below VWAP. Drifted higher. Classic move back to VWAP. Hard pressed to see us open up down here unless we're really harshly selling off on some data or crazy geopolitics and not come back up to VWAP. But that's an aggressive reversion from VWAP, man. So this is looking weak. This is looking really weak to the downside. Gun to my head, which I often say and never have, thankfully, up to this point. I'm short. This looks pretty damn weak, but I'm going to wait to see what happens. As you guys know, I don't like to trade the first 10 to 15 minutes of the open. I'm going to struggle to take a buy trade here. I think you guys know what my trades usually look like. First trades of the day are often reversion-style trades. Opening up to the downside, test a VWAP right at the open, and then an aggressive sell-off. I don't know that I want to buy this for a reversion back to VWAP, right? We've already had buyers attempt to take this higher, cleaned out liquidity, trading back over here all the way up near the 6300s. I was looking at 297, near the 6300s. I'm also getting confused because I'm trading NQ overnight, so it's all meshing together. But we already tested that. Seller stepped right the hell back in, and now we are driving the session lower right here, right? Here's our open, and we are putting session lows in right now on this 1 minute candle. So this is a little bit dicey. I want to see what happens. I could potentially see a continuation trade to the downside today. I could definitely see that happening if we go down, crack that overnight low level, start cracking the 75s. We get a really weak CVD. We get a lot of selling volume, right? Selling pressure, outweighing buy aggressors, and potentially look for that continuation. But for right now, just sitting patient. I believe the similar deal out of NQ. NQ pulled the beautiful move though, back to the 50s, man. I had two with trades running into this open, and that one played out nicely on the last one that I had open for 2 max profits. So no complaints there. Sucks when I can't get it done on stream, but it is what it is, as they say. Can't judge me by what I say happens after stream. Can't judge me by some BS broker statement. You can only judge me on my executions here live with you guys. That's why I do this free, and that's where I ask you to harshly judge me, right? So, waiting for this bad boy to open up. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we get. Appreciate everybody hopping on. You know the drill. Hit like, hit subscribe. Don't do that. Do whatever you want. We got a bunch of people on X. We got a bunch of people on YouTube, on Twitter, on Kick. Appreciate y'all all hopping on. Welcome back to the show. Let's see. Starting to sell. Starting to sell off. Starting to sell off. Let's see what we get. Chat, what are you guys thinking? Aaron says, looks like gold's on a roll to the upside. Wolf was trolling. Fair value gaps all the way. Don't disrespect fair value gaps. Price already does that. Yeah, I can't get behind you guys and your craziness. Wolf, good going, not trading. My practice account was going well, but now subscription ended. I can't afford a new one right now. Working on making that money so I can get back in the game. Ralph, yeah, man, keep you talking about a subscription on for Project X for a trading a Project X? Let me know what you're talking about there, Ralph, because you should be able to trade demo on a couple different platforms for free. Demo should be free 99, brother, and there's nothing wrong with being really early in and at least attempting to learn the basics on demo. I think coming off of demo and putting some risk on the line is good, but not before you get at least the most basic consistency on demo. I don't think that's a smart move. And this way, when you come from demo doing well consistently, trading profitably, and you suck on the live account, you know why, right? It's not the trading itself, it's you. But yeah, let me know, brother. I wanna make sure you're still able to keep things rolling. It was a Top Step account. I got you. There's a couple different ways to do this, Ralph. I'm gonna hit you up. After the stream. I know you are in Discord. I'll shoot you a message. All right, man. You're here every damn day. I want to make sure you got something rolling. Because if you're trading on Project X, there's a couple inexpensive ways to do that, and I'll make sure we can get that done for you. Top One Futures has practice accounts, and I think you have to have a subscription or at least have had an account, something along those lines. But we'll make sure you have a practice account, man. Nobody should go without a demo account. That's the very least. But you can paper trade on TradingView. That's another option. TradingView itself, it helps to have the paid version. Oftentimes you need the data, right, if you're going to trade the futures contract. So technically this isn't really free either. But you can paper trade on TradingView also, for those that want to know. And this is a TradingView chart. Although it's not exactly the same, this is an integrated TradingView chart here. Cool. Let's see what we got as we sell off to the downside. I think I caught everybody. Nate, how you mean like last Friday when I blew my XFA? Yeah. Nate did not. Nate effed it up on Friday. He did not listen to Don't F It Up Friday. It happens, man. It happens. All good. Fresh one is up 9:30, 3 days. Locked it up today. Guys, lock it up. If you're in a spot where you are struggling, or maybe you got some profit and you say, hey, I'm done, there is nothing wrong with locking it up. Call it a Friday. Hang out with me. Don't hang out with me. Do whatever you want to do. Touch some grass. But do what you can to not have a terrible Friday. Brian C., what's up, bro? Brian's back in action, dude. I love it. Yeah, I saw you talking to Discord, man. I'll have to answer some questions. I saw some different comments, but we'll see what's going on. We will see what's going on. I think you were talking about a payout, being payout eligible. We'll talk. You're a vet, though. Let's see. Continuing to sell off here on a declining CVD. Yeah, this looks like through overnight low to the downside, guys. This looks like a short play. This looks like a very aggressive short play. We get a little bit of a pullback and we don't see buyers step in here, guys. I might look to short this. We are past 9:45 a.m. I am clear to start trading. I hold myself to very few objective, hard-pressed rules. That's one of them. I really don't like to get involved in the first couple minutes. If I have a trade on, I'm full port long at 9:31 a.m. Here on ES with you guys. I did something wrong. Somebody should check on me. We're past that point. I typically like a reversion trade. I really do. Not at all today. The setup is just not there for a reversion long. Now, we may sweep these lows and bounce right back up, and this could just be a whole bunch of BS. We could not be selling off. The market could say, we got through this, we don't care, but that's not what price is telling me right now. Aggressive selling off the open. Recovery, selling into London, selling in pre-market, staying below VWAP, just tapped it, and then a very aggressive sell-off, just continuing to really start to push the session, and now almost the current daily candle lower. This looks very weak. My only issue here is I really don't have a good way to structure risk. I don't want to have a stop right here. I'd like to get an entry on a pullback up here. A stop way above here would put me at $1,000 worth of risk on just one contract. Really don't want to do that, or would prefer not to have to do that. But this looks like a short play. This looks like a nice short play setting up. This is super aggressive off the open. Maybe off the maybe off like the 90s. We get a pullback up, the 85s. I'm looking for some pullback to short this. I'm not going to short it in the hole down here, but I'm looking for something like that. We could definitely just sell right here. That's a play, right? And you could say, dude, this is setting up to really be a correction. Throw your stop loss above the session high, above the 300s. We come up there, check that out. Maybe you survive. You throw a really wide stop on that bad boy, something along those lines, and you run it. You run it into the ground back to the 6250s. There's nothing inherently wrong with that. I'd like something up here where my stop loss does not have to be that big, where it could be like that. I'd probably run it a little bit wider. So we do have liquidity at the 6300s, but I don't know that we go and grab that. Yeah, I don't know that we even pull back like this, guys. Appreciate the excitement, man. Makes me want to full port. No full porting. We got good energy. It's Friday. I'm cracked out on caffeine because I'm up in the middle of the night nowadays streaming with you guys for some godforsaken reason. And that's not a slight at our Lord and Savior. We are going to pray for him to help us stay disciplined today on this Friday. But yeah, bro, don't do that. Here we go for the pullback. Let's take a look. Here we go for the pullback.
Order filled.
I'm going to short this, guys. Waited for what I wanted to see today. I'm shorting this bad boy, and I'm going to run a wide stop to start. Yeah, I'm going to run I might have to throw $1,000 on this. I'm going to run a really wide stop to start because there's a chance I think that we come back up to this 6,300 level. I take the L on this one. It's really going to be all the juice that I have today. But I could foresee a large move to the downside, and something that I would look to hold on to. So again, guys, we got some movement today. We got some movement into Friday. We don't have news. This could end up just being a choppy day. We could come dance all the way around back up here. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go just with one full risk on this one of $1,000. Now, I don't want to. Obviously, you never want to realize a stop loss, right? I'd prefer not to realize a stop loss, but for me, the invalidation point on this trade is really way up here. And this is a different scalpy style thesis than I often have with my little 10-point stop. So this is going to be a 20-point stop. I'm looking for this to continue to the downside, a reversion, and staying below VWAP, right? Holding below VWAP. Waited for a pullback, didn't short off the bottom, would have been upset if I was already 12 points, 11.5 points in drawdown rather than just a couple. But I'm short one mini. This could absolutely just revert off the bottom here after not even sweeping this low and continue to the upside. But we got a weak CVD, heavy selling pressure coming into the open after selling off from VWAP. I want to allow this to come all the way back to the 300s above this high. There's 163 on the book up here. Looks like we might want to go grab that. If we do, I'm 7.5 points above that, 7.25 points above that. This is a clean invalidation spot. If I'm wrong, I'm dead wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm dead wrong. Up here at the 63.07s, right? We are, in fact, not selling off. We're not just pulling back. We are now forming big uptrend structure. We're breaking above the 15-minute opening range high by 8.5 points here on ES. That tells me I'm dead wrong, right? If we continue this movement, I could see some serious selling pressure. I could see some serious selling pressure coming in. And again, that daily candle just continuing to do what it was doing this morning and extend to the downside. We have liquidity thick all the way down to the 50s. If you guys want to see Bookmap in just a moment, I'll pull that up for you. But I'm going to throw this one on. I don't know that I get a whole bunch more opportunities. I don't think if we start to sell off really aggressively that I'll get a short, right? If we came down through this low, I'd be stuck sitting here just hanging out talking to you guys. Conversely, we come all the way up to this high. I don't want to short it. I think it's going to be a potentially complete reversion where we flip this bad boy long and we continue the upside, and I'm dead wrong, right? So for those reasons, risk is on today. And if I have to take the stop, I end my Friday down $1,000 across these 7. I'm cool with that. And that's what I was going to start to say. Trump could tweet whatever he wants to tweet. He could say, you know what? We love Canada. We love those Canadians up there. We love maple syrup. We're not going to throw a tariff on there. Market might rocket, 50 points to the upside, right? We may just climb here, and I could be wrong on this trade. All the reasons for saying, accept whatever you throw on. Accept whatever you throw on for a trade. Not that you should be copying or following me or whatever I'm doing, but for me specifically, I'm fully accepting that we could just continue the upside, and that would be that. But I like this for an opportunity to downside. I do not have a weigh-in short on this if we start breaking the lows. Don't want to sell the breakout. I sold the pullback. We'll see how that plays for me today. That's my play. I'm sticking to it. Let's see. While we're waiting for this trade to play out, which is not reverting off the area that I would like, we're going to yap about... Oh, the one dude came in, dropped a troll comment, and then didn't say anything, even though I asked him twice. So I'm going to ban your ass first. Ban hammer coming in hot today. Andre, you're done. We are going to take a look at short today. Yeah, let's see you guys what we got going on. Hold on 1 second. I see 7280 says support. Maybe. Order block there. Wait. Yeah. Talking about some ICT BS. Why are you up for London? I don't know, Brian. I have no idea. I just love hanging out with you guys and trading. Where's our tea leaves, Scott? Keep an eye on Dow and Naz. Got you. Trump speaking to reporters at the White House. That could be a problem. Naz looks like consolidation mode. It's above VWAP now and earlier. Okay. Earlier is in the open. Opening range is 80 to 98. Waiting for that to break long above, short below. Nice. YM is still down. On short today. Low. What's up? Anyone experimenting with 1 and 2 EMA? All right. This is what I was getting to. Link's going to get popped in the chat. I'm going to talk Bookmap first. Because these are ending today. I know I yap about this stuff, but I'm partnered, I'm affiliated, I stand to make money. But more than that, or equal to as important to that, love to see you guys get a good deal. Here is Bookmap. Bookmap's 4th of July sale ends tonight at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. 60% off Global Plus and 3 months of data, which is an additional 10% off from what is mentioned right here, or 40% off the full year of Global Plus. So, excuse me. If you want to check this out, link is in the chat. Along with that, we got 4th of July sale from Top 1 Futures also ending today. We got 55% off with code RDF, the Elite Challenge accounts and the straight to sim funded pro accounts. We have 35% off of the instant funded accounts with code RDF. The end of day trailing drawdown, the OG stuff with the 20% consistency rule. You want to check any of these out? Link is in the chat. More than happy to bring that to you guys. Remember, like I said, I'm partnered, I'm affiliated. I can't be unbiased if I stand to make money. We are breaking to the upside. Not continuing to sell off. We got a growing cumulative volume delta. This one may be a full stop out, in which case I'll be hanging out. I'll be done for the morning. But what do, guys? We put our trades on without reservation or hesitation, right? We take our stops in stride if we have to take our stops. We don't do anything crazy. And that's it. We don't know what is going to happen next in the market. Can't know with any real 100% degree of certainty. So we wait for our setups. We put our trades on. We let them rip. Trust or stop or do whatever trade management that you want to do. And that's it. That's all we can do. In this case, chopping right back up after selling off into, after popping at the open, selling off to the downside. I sold on the pullback. Nice wide stop loss, but this may be a run for the hills, just completely flipping this bad boy long and just be a rising green day. That's what we could be in for. Nothing for me in this case is a long play down here. Like I said, after a test of VWAP like this, it really invalidates my opportunity for a long play. Nothing would have set up until we got like all the way down below the overnight low level, maybe down to the 70s, maybe even into the 60s. We didn't get that. I took it short for a continuation to the downside. Not getting that bad boy, at least just yet. We still got room. But we got buyers that stepped right back in, and I will acknowledge heavy on the CVD. We flipped from a nice negative declining CVD on this push to the downside to heavy buying pressure, showing by way of volume that buyers are outweighing sellers. That would indicate a potential continuation to the upside. We have liquidity at the 300s, not a whole lot above. That's my only saving grace potentially with this one. Not a whole lot above. If we go up there, grab the 300s, I could see a potential reversion, which is why my stop loss is here. I still want to be short up here. I still would like to be short. I think we could pull the frustrating move, wick above this by a little bit, and then potentially come lower. But not getting the reversion off of this area of high volume that I would have liked to see from down here, right? We continue this much higher. We could be coming above these highs from pre-market all the way up back to like the 63.25s. That could definitely be in store. But going to hang on to this bad boy, see what we get. That's all we can do. And if I got to take the L on the Friday, I got to take the L on the Friday. Oh. There we go. All right, let's see what we got going on. Hey, who stole my number one? Wolf couldn't be on the charts yesterday. Ralph, I'm Indian, so I'm using the local slang. I don't know what that means. Don't know what that means. Told you about an order block, Enigma. Yeah. Wolf loves to troll the ICT community, so that's what we got going on there. That's what we got going on there. That's funny. YM was moving. Like it's got Anstis pants up, up, up. Yeah, yesterday just YM sent it for a long. Papa Pal lost his charisma. Uncle Trump is hogging the spotlight. Yeah, Trump is sending the markets these days. Sending the markets. Liquid Death Drink. You've gone on a 24-hour trading binge. We haven't done a 24-hour trading binge, but yeah, this is Liquid Death. It's a sparkling water though. I'm not chugging that much caffeine. My caffeine comes from nice clean sources. Like I don't even know how to really say it. I think it's yerba mate but that drink is pretty sweet. Nice smooth energy. Just read a couple messages, guys. Hanging tight while this market decides if we want to get a reaction off of VWAP here after a little sweep above. Right on, Z. Sam, man, I was saying here stream yesterday got. Oh yeah. I had a YM trader. And you guys are talking about something. Dude, the other day I was at work drinking a Bang energy drink. Yeah, dude. Bang energy drinks, first off, energy drinks as a whole are dangerous. Bang energy drinks are like crack, dude. They're like, what are they, like 300 milligrams of caffeine? Very heavy. I'm not a fan. That's too much juice for me. Way too much juice. All right. Let's see. We got liquidity above at the 6,300s here on ES. Looks like we want to go grab that. We're less than 5 points off of it. We don't have a whole lot more to the upside. Maybe we get a wick up there and I survive it with my stop at the 307s. Going to be tight. Did not get this selling pressure to continue. I really don't like that we didn't get a reversion, a continuation of the downside. That was my entry up here. Gotta have to trust my stop on this one. Gonna have to trust my stop on this one. Let it rip. Let it do what it's going to do. Again, we come to the upside here. We come past the 300s with force to the upside. I think we're continuing higher, right? If we look at the 15-minute chart, we come all the way up here on a 15-minute candle. We're well above VWAP. We're pushing the upside. We could just make for a choppy day, right? Where we kind of just pull this craziness like this, whatever. Maybe we don't go back in time like that. Could certainly do that, but I'd be looking at this if we really blasted higher. That could be bulls back in town. showing strength and continuing up here towards the 25s. So I'm yeah, I'd love to see the sell-off from down here, right? A continuation lower, really holding this nice downtrend structure. But we start holding above VWAP. We get above those 6,300s with some force. We're in trouble. But stops where it needs to be. 1 mini. Let it rip. That's what I say. Yeah, 300 liquid crack for sure. Yeah. Take it easy on the energy drinks, guys. You don't want to shorten that lifespan. Let's see what we get. Do I got to take the big L on this one? I might. Here, I'll throw it in the chat. What do you guys think? I'm sitting up here in some drawdown. I'm going to throw this one in the YouTube chat. Let's start the poll. We're going to go with the long America or short it to hell. If you don't know, feel free to let me know in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. I'm curious. You guys team bull or you running it to the downside? Not 08, 62, 62.89. I'm looking long from ES from 08. There you go. Yeah, right past my stop. Targeting previous day value area low. Classic meme reversion setup in my book. Nice. War, yes you will, big time. What are we looking at, War? Good on a 98. Up. Just getting ready to go up. Nice. Send it, brother. Wolf's getting long. On this one. Long America. World debt record. Long America's world debt record. From 87, long from 87 as well. All right, you guys are getting long on this one. Look, somebody's going to make money. I love it. Leading long but still deciding. Okay. All right, you guys are looking bullish on this one. As long as YM isn't bullish, ES could remain in kangaroo. All right, ES is maybe kangaroo mode. Yep, you guys are heavy on the long America. So let's see if we get the break to the upside, and we just blast off. This is going to be that sell-off into the open. Nobody caring about Trump's comments here. This just being a hangout down below VWAP for a bit, chop around, crack to the upside, fake everybody out short first, not continue lower. Come back up through VWAP and just blast higher? Maybe that's the structure we get today. Maybe. I would have loved to see the reversion down here. Obviously, we didn't get that. My stop's where it needs to be. Gonna let it rip to the downside, or I already did, so now let's just let the trade play out. Value area low to value area high. Nice. Nathan, it sounds like Valhalla. Yeah. Victory of Valhalla. That's it, guys. That's what I'm going with today. Lambo or living under a bridge. No, I'm just kidding. Don't. We don't want to encourage that. We definitely don't want to encourage that. And me trading 1 mini here on ES with a 1/6 of a max loss limit stop is certainly not Lambo or living under a bridge, and certainly not victory or Valhalla, right? That'd be more like 15 minis short, no stop loss, send it to the moon. Go Odin. Oh. You guys are funny. That's what I meant, brother, on the XFA. Nice. Send it, dude. Listen, like we talked about, and you guys have seen on my stream. So I've had Randy, who trades Randy Baines, if you guys were on my stream where I had some guests on, which we'll be bringing some guests back on. I had Randy, who also trades ES, get short while I was long and then get long while I was short. And the way that we managed our trades, we both came out making money on two separate occasions, two separate individual days of live streaming. So to me, what that proves is, number one, it's not just about picking direction, right? It's timing, risk management, trade structure, trade management, right? All of that comes into whether or not you're going to make money, right? You could have gotten long and short 5 different times on this structure and already be making money or losing money consistently. It also means that there's more than one way to do this, right? You guys can get long to, 302.5 from right here off of VWAP, make some money. I could hang out on this thing, watch it reverse, and then continue the downside and make money on it, right? More than one way to do it. So whatever you do, don't be influenced by anybody else's trading, including my own, right? If you have something that calls for a long, send it. Do not hesitate. Send it long, right? It is going to 100% come down to your trade management, your trade structure. That's the key. Outside of getting short at the exact time that I got long and sending a take profit and a stop loss in the exact same place, everything else that you do is going to influence whether or not you make money. Don't blow it on a Friday, guys. Yeah, that's the key. Listen, we talk about this a lot, guys. The key is don't blow it on a Friday, right? The key is not blow it any day. And how can you not blow it? What is your risk per trade? What is your risk per day? What's your personal daily loss limit for the day? What's your amount of trades that you want to give yourself? Divide by your personal daily loss limit. That's your risk per trade. Set that risk parameter here in Project X if you're in Project X, or build some damn discipline to stick to that. That's how you don't blow it. Win or lose on whatever trade you're about to take today, so long as you don't exceed your risk parameters, you did what you were supposed to do. You're not going to win every trade. I'm sorry to break it to you. Maybe I'm the first person that's going to tell you. You're not going to have a 100% win rate. You're probably not even going to be anywhere close to that. You're going to lose a lot. How you handle your losses, what I see nowadays, especially intraday in the futures market, how traders handle their losses is the difference between making money or losing money in the long run. Almost everybody blows up. That's the killer. It's just this tilt blow up day that ruins everybody. So set your personal daily loss limit. Take your L if you have to take your L. Take your multiple L's if you have to take multiple L's. Maybe you're scalping. You give yourself 5 trades for the day. You take all L's. So long as you have a personal daily loss limit that you're comfortable with and a way to structure that, maybe by setting it and liquidating, locking yourself out, you're good. You're solid. Nothing wrong with that. Same with a personal daily profit target. If you find yourself getting greedy, here we go to try the 300s. If you find yourself getting greedy, you find yourself continuing to trade when you shouldn't be trading, or blowing through what you really should be putting on an account with a consistency rule, also set a personal daily profit target. And here's a simple one. Here's a simple one that I haven't had an argument for yet. If you struggle with tilt at all, if you struggle with blowing up, if you struggle with sticking to a personal daily loss limit or a green day, either way, and you're on Project X, you have literally no excuse not to set a personal daily loss limit and a personal daily profit target. Yes, it's using the guardrails. It's using the tools that are available. It's the GTA cheat code for trading right now. Set an effing personal daily loss limit and set it to liquidate and lock you out, and then lock that every single morning so you can't jack it up, right? If you struggle with tilt, if you don't struggle with tilt, do whatever you want, right? If you don't, continue trading and blow accounts like a madman, do whatever you want to do. Take on risk. If you're comfortable losing the entire account in one day, you already have your personal daily loss limit set. It's the entire account. If you say, I don't want to risk losing the entire account today, and you don't have a personal daily loss limit set, I don't know what you're doing, right? It's just risk management. It's just risk management. Every day, set that thing and then lock it up so you can't go back in and change it. That's the play. Again, you're going to lose trades. It's how you handle those losing trades, right? Same with this one, right? It looks like I may be taking a nice L here. Part of the game, right? And it's going to be a full one where I'm not going to get a follow-up trade. Here's how I'm going to handle this one. Not going to continue trading. Not going to take another one. Not going to immediately jump in short, immediately jump in long. I had to run wanted to run a wide stop loss. I don't have to do anything, but I wanted to run a wide stop loss on this one, allowing for a clean invalidation point, at least for what I classify that as, and take $1,000 worth of risk on these accounts, right? If I'm comfortable, if I don't want to exceed $1,000 loss on these accounts with an equity stability score, which I would prefer not to, I should not continue trading, right? If I do and I continue trading, I'm not accepting the risk. I'm not going to be able to manage the trade well, and I'm going to go on tilt and just continue trading the accounts into the ground, So that's, again, I yap about it sometimes, but that's like the biggest separator that I see for traders that make it long-term versus those that don't, especially right here in the futures market intraday with prop firms. But that's yapping on risk management. Yeah, man. Strong CVD. We filled the 300s. We're continuing higher. We started to get a little reaction off of it on Bookmap. There's really nothing above, but buyers are staying strong. This looks like it may be the stop for me. 305s have like 100, but sellers are not stepping in. Buyers are not taking their foot off the gas on this. Again, I'm not going to clip this one early, although I have the opportunity to. Trust in the stop is the way for me on these. I think you guys watch me manage my trades very consistently. The last thing that I'd like to do is start to be inconsistent with that. Watch something move back in my favor. Anything crazy like that. But yep, this is continuing to move against. We do have liquidity down below, still sitting on the book, but we've had no sellers step in here after filling the 205 and then another 100 that were on the book right around the 300s, 301s. Growing CVD to the upside, now positive 4,700, 4,600. This looks like we're going to rip. Looks like a nice push to the upside. So those getting long on a break of VWAP, maybe on a pullback for some reason. Congrats. Congrats to you, my friends. Let's see. You gotta be very nonchalant about both wins and losses. Yeah, man. Listen, the longer you trade, the more, like, I've had a lot of people come on and say, oh, it's refreshing to just watch someone take wins and losses and like not go crazy, right? And I think a lot of experienced traders that live stream, they do it for fun. They get like jacked up when they take a loss, and they, there's a little bit of like that. Just, we don't want to be super boring on here, so it's not that fun. If you're having a big winning day, you can get a little bit jacked up. But if you trade for long enough, like, a long enough time, you recognize that you really don't know what's going to happen next in the market. Anything can happen at any point. And it doesn't make logical sense to get so jacked up about one trade. One trade is not going to make you money for the week, the month, the year, unless you're just YOLOing accounts day after day and putting on wild risk. So getting super mad at taking an L or super mad at taking or happy about taking a win, it starts to like not make sense. You kind of slowly through trial and error understand the way that the markets move, the random distribution of wins and losses, and you start getting so jacked up. So being really down the middle, nonchalant about wins and losses, recognizing that like, the $1,000 loss, I'm not super happy about it. It's going to, mean me being red on the week trading live with you guys here in these accounts. Got to just chill. Got to take it on the chin. Let it do what it's going to do. That's it. Move on to the next day. If you're not, you're super mad, you're super emotional about it, you're probably going to keep trading. You're probably going to over leverage. double up on the next trade, do something wild, really just mismanage your risk. So being right down the middle, I think, super helpful. And it usually comes with time. Just comes with time. Being able to handle wind is also important. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You don't need to worry about that if you know where price is going, like I do. Yeah. If you know where price is going, let me know. You guys let me know how you figure that out. Waiting for those gosh down contract size limits. Yeah. Yep. No reason. There's no reason, Brian. Literally no reason. You have all the tools at your disposal. You have everything. They handed you it on a silver platter. You can control risk. If you are, here's like my comment. If you're not setting risk parameters and you struggle with tilt, you struggle with emotion, you struggle with continuing to trade when you don't want to trade, taking outsized wins or losses, and you're not setting the risk parameter, you're not using the tool, you're just intentionally allowing it to happen. It's 100%, it's always 100% on you, but you're really intentionally allowing it to happen. As unfortunate as that is to hear, it's 100% on you. You have nobody to be upset about but yourself. Rusty, 2W, 2 break-even runners. Now I watch. Nice. Agree on your risk management point of view. Positive on the day. Now locked out. Yeah, lock it out. Lock it out, man. Going to be 50-50. The only way to make money is make W bigger than L. Yeah, if you're running a 50-50 win rate, slightly larger on the wins than you are on the losses, you're going to make money. And think about how many L's you're going to have to take on the way to doing that, right? You're going to have many consecutive losses, consecutive losing days. I saw one pretty popular YouTuber go on a howling spree after taking $1,000 profit with 4 to 5 NQ. Blah. Yeah, you know what happens, right? Again, like I talk about, we don't want to be super boring on these. You don't want to be like, okay, we put our little thing on, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get that, right? So I try to come with some energy and stuff. But deep down, when you trade for long enough, you recognize the randomness of the market on the short term. You come to terms with this paradox that we're faced. That market's very, very random on the short term and very, very consistent on the long term. But you don't know what's going to happen next on any one individual trade or trading day for that matter. If you did, all you would have to do was trade for one day. You would over leverage and you would know exactly what's going to happen on price and you'd put everything on that and that would be it. Have an alarm set that goes off for Globex open to lock risks the day before really helps. Yep. Yeah, buyers in on this one, guys. Buyers in store. Unfortunately, short below VWAP on a pullback. Not playing nice with me at all. Last ditch at the 305s, but this is looking like we're going to get a pop through that, right through my stop. No reversion off the 300s. Continuing to push to the upside, growing CVD, looking very strong. Again, trusting my stop, right? It is where it is for a reason. That's a stupid clear and validation point where I'm just absolutely dead wrong off of those highs, but we have not backed off just yet. Scott, what's up? T leaves his back. Yeah. But yeah, man, setting the lockout on Project X, that's a gimme for traders. It's such a freebie, right? It's such a huge play. Yeah, this is a tough one, guys. But part of it, like I'm talking about right now, got to take your L's. This looks like NASDAQ. I'm looking at NASDAQ bookmap because I had that loaded up from London and subscribed to that this morning again. Looks like NASDAQ wants to pop right through the 23,000s. A lot of liquidity. Looks like it's about to get lifted there. And they've got another stack up there at the 23,015s. Looks like ES is following suit on this one. If I take a look at YM for you guys that like YM, Yeah, not as strong out of YM, but back to VWAP for YM. Not nearly as strong today. Nasdaq pushing highs, even stronger than ES. About the same. About the same. Oh, excuse me, guys. Let's see. Let's see. T leaves back. The guy who challenges ICT once every hour. Try my BGF trade locker. Not loving it. Don't know exactly what that is, Scott. Thinking of two at the moment. 311 target above that we could run. Yeah. Again, slow grind higher. No reaction so far. Tested the 305s. Again, we continue higher than this. It's obviously off to the races since we've cracked VWAP here. But as we just continue grinding higher, it's just showing bulls holding strength here. Buyers continuing to outweigh sellers. Not wanting to give this up yet. So it looks like the stop for me. Again, I like this trade. I like this entry. Let me not say I like this trade. I like taking a loss. But this is one I want to challenge myself to take for sure every morning. Wide stop loss, and we got a nice opportunity to push to the downside. I like that one. Just did not play for me today whatsoever. Value area low to value area high achieved. Nice. Getting long on YM in 3 minutes. Nice. Come join the Centaur Club. Nice. Nice. Oh, another prop firm. I got you. Yeah, no, do your thing, Scott. Listen, you guys trade what's best for you, right? You got to do your research and find stuff that fits for your trading style, your approach, just whatever you think is the best option, right? That's important. I don't think top one is going to be the best option for everybody. I genuinely don't believe that. I think you got to find what works best for you. Stuck to your process. That's a W. Yeah, man. That's all you could do. It's really all you could do. Stick to your process. Stick to your guns. Right? Whatever your trade management is, whatever your entry style is, stick to that and let the odds play out. For me today, it's looking like an L. In by the skin of my teeth here, but this... I'd be surprised at this point if I didn't take it. This looks like off to the races, 325s. That's where I'd be looking next. If I zoomed out on this on the 15-minute, these are from, these were from yesterday's stuff. I'd be high and I'd be low. If I look at this just from a volume standpoint, we continue pushing this to the upside. We get back above this high, which would be the next area, maybe to find some resistance way up here. You know, another 8-9 points higher, maybe. But we continue doing what we're doing. This looks like off to 325s, maybe flipping this bad boy into a nice push to the upside with a long wick to the downside. And really flipping towards a slow grind Friday. Again, no news on this one. Like, I'll show you guys Forex Factory. No news Friday. Federal budget at 2 p.m. So no like major stuff to be looking out for. But we definitely got some movement for the overnight session. So let's go, ES. Let's get the knife. Let's get the knife down. Yeah, I honestly don't love setups like this because obviously now, even if we are going to move lower, it's unlikely that we don't wick above this high. Price doesn't usually turn on a dime like this and just continue lower. Much more common, we see something along these lines. Right? We get another wick above, and with a stop loss that tight, likely not going to survive any kind of wick above that. Could be close, but I don't think so. But the stop loss is where it is. Stays where it stays. I definitely do not move stop losses farther away. What up, laid in? Laid in. You made it just in time for the stop loss, my man. We can retest 98. Maybe. I have the SPX on my screen. On a top one, 150K. What is your personal drawdown? I have my set at 800 and my personal take profit at 1777. So for these accounts, Trader Julie Kate, they have a 30% ESS score, right? So if the profit target is $9,000, as we get ready to take an L here, 9,000 times, 30% of 9,000 is going to be 2,700, right? So if my largest losing day is $1,000 and my largest winning day is $1,700, in a worst case and best case scenario, I meet that 30% ESS score without a problem. And if I make it to a $9,000 profit in these accounts, I can take a $3,500 payout as soon as you hit that. So for me, that's what I'm sticking to in these. About the $1,000 max loss limit, that would give me 6 back-to-back losing days if I didn't move into profit first and then come all the way back, because these are the OG ones that rolled out the first promo with a $6,000 max loss limit. Not super aggressive, not super conservative. I think somewhere down the middle. Usually I'm taking on $500 risk per trade, giving myself 2 setups for this one today. Obviously didn't work in my favor, but the full $1,000 risk for the day. So again, after this one, if I continued on trading, I would be risking more than $1,000 for the day, potentially having a larger than $1,000 worse day, right? Maybe I risk another $1,000 and I lose that. Now I have a $2,000 worse trading day, right? If I have a $2,000 best day, now my total is $4,000 instead of that $2,700. I have to put up, excuse me, let me give you the actual number. I would have to put up how much in an account? Yeah, like what, like $14,000? Yeah, you'd have to put up $13.5 thousand before you're able to take a payout, because your ESS score would be so damn high. So it's a challenge. It's a challenge in these accounts specifically, where you got to watch your largest losing day, not only your largest winning day. Different than just the standard accounts with the consistency rule. So yeah. Yep. Yes, my view was right. Long. I read. Good. Thanks. Congratulations. Yes, sir. Congratulations, War. I have top of trees trying to low gardening. Yeah, we were talking about farming. We were joking around about farming on that one. Yeah, yeah. I'm an instant funded with a 20% consistency. Thank you. Yeah, so again, so 20% consistency, which are in the standard accounts, the standard instant funded accounts, you would have to only look at your largest winning day, right? So the largest losing day doesn't really matter. You can have large losing days if you want to. You can continue taking on risk if you want to. For accounts with the ESS, you got to watch that largest losing day, right? That's just part of it. So you would really just be doing your profit target times 0.2. That's your largest winning day. If you want to put up, if you want to take a payout potentially right at the profit target before you're able to take a payout. If you go above that, you push the profit target out quite a bit. Let's go, ES. Do it to me. Take the L. As it's just sitting right here by a tick, keeping me in by the skin of my teeth, teasing me. But yeah, again, guys, stop loss is where this one needs to be on this. 305s, this area, 6305s, we had quite a bit of liquidity. I like that for a potential last-ditch reversion. A little bit above that area, for me, was safe with a stop. Clean invalidation point, no reaction off of this level to continue to the downside following this structure, right? None of that being able to continue. Pushing through VWAP on some inclining CVD, looked pretty bullish, but again, stop loss
Order
way out
filled.
here. There it is, down 990 on that one. Stop loss way out here for a clean invalidation point where it needed to be. Extremely bullish. Obviously, right? Easy to say that after you take the final stop out. Extremely bullish, coming back through VWAP, breaking and retesting, continuing the upside. 325s, maybe if we just continuing to push to the upside. If we just continue to push to the upside. But that's gonna be the deal for me. That's gonna be the whole trade on this one. That's gonna be it. Trading the Pro Plus, the Pro or the Plus. These are the straight to sim funded Pro accounts. Straight sim funded Pro accounts. I also have the 3-pack of the 50K instant fundeds, the standard instant fundeds loaded up on this one. But those would be the just regular consistency rule deals. Yeah, here's what we're talking about since we're talking about top one. Couple different options here. The instant sim funded are the standard consistency rule, 20% consistency rule. The straight to sim funded Pro, you guys see this on my screen? The straight to sim funded Pro have an equity stability score that takes into account your largest winning day and your largest losing day. They also have an intraday trailing drawdown that is much more difficult to work with. These bad boys with code RDF are 55% off. Wild deal on the 50K. These bad boys are 35% off. Again, 5% better than what's on the site here with the code FREEDOM. Code RDF. That order filled scared me. Yeah. Nope, just to stop getting hit. Just to stop getting popped. One-step elite challenges. Hella cheap if you want to take a standard evaluation model account. If you are, just not that confident in your trading, or you're somebody who's super confident maybe in being able to pass challenges and you want to just go ahead and set yourself up with a wider consistency rule, because they do have a wider consistency rule. These are actually the best stats once you get into a funded account with top one. If you look at the 20% consistency rule on these and what you have to do to get paid out versus the trailing drawdown, which is also end of day. And you start for super cheap. You can get into these if you pass them in one day every time, right? If you're very, very confident in doing that, not a bad option. I think these were really, really good all around. Obviously, higher dollar amount when you're comparing against the straight to sim funded Pro. But end of day drawdown, wide max loss limit, 20% consistency. I think these are pretty solid to work with. These bad boys, these are tough. This is what I'm trading right now. These are tough. Don't know exactly how I'm going to end up on these, right? First set of them, so going to try to take it slow. If you make it to a payout in these, or even two, you're getting vetted for a live account really, really quickly. Just saw somebody in Discord get called up to a live account taking one payout from a couple of these at the same time. Again, because if you could trade with an intraday trailing drawdown and a tight ESS score on the way to a payout consistently, I think you did something well. So, in any event, deals ending today on these, 55%, code RDF, 35% on the instant funded stuff. But for me on this, 1L, down 990 across this 7-pack, man. That's really going to be it for me, guys. Used my opportunity here in a way that I'm happy with, that I'm confident with, that I'm happy to do day in and day out, because I'm happy to watch that play out over time. But didn't work with me today. Actually took a stop now. By 3 ticks, and we're getting a reversion. So we'll see if we come all the way back down, and I have to just realize an L and watch this bad boy chop, which can absolutely happen, right? Market's going to do whatever it's going to do. But check this one out. Here's my game plan. Here's the lockout going on, guys. I talked about it today. Done. Personal lockout on these accounts is going to be the rest of the day. No trading going on. Got to stick to a limit, right? Have to be able to limit yourself. If you're not going to be able to lock it up on a good day, you're not going to be able to lock it up on a bad day either. Lock it up when you hit your risk parameters. And for me, that's going to be right around that $1,000 mark. I do not want to end up with a $2,000 or $3,000 loss, losing day on these accounts. So for me, going to be a lockout. And that's going to be, unfortunately, a demonstration of taking an L, but being able to manage risk, right? Being able to manage your losing days. Is code RDF reoccurring? Joe, it is. You can use it again and again. But again, that deal ends today, 11:59 p.m. Eastern. So you got about 12 hours to use that if you want to load up another set of up to 9 of these accounts. Yeah, thinking long, just pulling back. Yeah, again, like just framing out. Again, I'm done on these for sure. That's it. But looking at this bad boy, could potentially pull back. We hold above VWAP. Longs in play to the 25s. Again, unfortunately, dropping aggressively after hitting my stop. So we're going to see how this one goes from here. We still have liquidity to the downside. This could be a gnarly pull up here before continuation lower, filling out to the bottom. We're going to have to see how this one goes. But I'm going to hang and watch it for a moment with you guys just to really see if this is going to be a stop by 2 ticks. What's the high? 307.5. Let's see if I have to take a stop by 2 ticks and we get a nice reversion down through VWAP. We get the knife that sells off. We got a dropping CVD. We got some volume behind these bad boys coming down. Potentially some support at the 98s. We got 250 on the book right down here at 62.98. So I'd be cautious at that level. Again, above VWAP is going to look pretty good to hold longs, but no news Friday, so we could be in for some BS for sure. Could definitely be in for some BS. Perfect, man. Thanks. No, bro, don't look. We like the way to call the market. Yeah, War. I don't know exactly the the comments on this one. Sounds like there's a language barrier, but the way that you hopped in and the way that you've spoken about the market so far, to me, is with a lot of confidence, which I think is good. But if you're implying that you know where the market's going to go day in and day out, I'm wondering how you've come to that conclusion. If you feel that you have 100% accuracy, I'd like to talk to you because I'd love to have 100% accuracy. In the sell, AD, top of the wick, already at break even. Nice. Nice. Send it, brother. Send it. Yeah, NASDAQ looking strong. Dow looking strong out of the gate here. Well, after the open, I should say, because this was out of the gate. Back up to VWAP, and we got some rejection off of VWAP. Let's see if we come all the way back down after taking the stop at 2 ticks. We'll have to see. Let's see. I'm curious just to watch to see if this thing comes back down to VWAP or if we come back up and rip this high. I'll show you guys bookmap for those of you that are still looking to trade this. Let me get rid of this banner as well. Let's see what we got. So to the upside, here was the 300s. Obvious round psychological number. We did have quite a bit of liquidity sitting there. We filled, didn't get a reaction. Buyers continued to drive it higher. Last ditch. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was way too zoomed in. Didn't mean to do that. Almost broke bookmap. Last ditch for me was right here at these 305s. That came on the book. You know, as we were coming up towards it, stayed there. We did fill coming through. Continued higher now. And again, if you look at CVD, which I'm starting to look more and more at, this was all on an increasing CVD, a nice steady rise, you know, going along with that movement in price. So that would really be confirming that move to the upside. Now, selling off after just wicking above these 307s, man. On the way back down here, back to the 300s, filled a little bit of liquidity there, but we got some drop in this CVD. Not a whole lot, right? Not like we completely dropped off, showing that sellers are completely stepping back in and we're just going to watch this thing rip our face off to the downside. But we do have the 98s down below price, the 62.98s here with quite a bit on the book. Again, you can see this stuff on a traditional DOM. Bookmap isn't anything really special, no magical tool here. But you can definitely see this one. I'm interested to see, we fill that and just continue lower. We could be in for a drop. And again, before all of this, right? Some decent liquidity to the downside, right? If I just look down below price, we got orders resting down here, and we had orders resting down here all the way down to the 50s, right? We got some decent stuff buy side. So I really did like this to take off lower. Obviously, continue to the downside and start ripping through this stuff. Didn't get that. Let's see if we sell off from 2 ticks above, a half a point above my stop. I don't think so. This still looks strong. But we could just be in for that kind of choppy, rangy back and forth Friday. Yeah, this is going to be interesting to watch on Bookmap. I'll hang with a little bit and watch with you guys. Ready to break even. Nice. AD caught the short. Truck driver. I'm always driving, but trading, watching. Oh, I appreciate you hopping on, man. No, for sure. I got to ask, right? Because there's what happens is every once in a while we get somebody that hops in the Discord or hops on, and they talk extremely confidently, right? About calling the market or knowing which way the market's going to go. I've had a guy come in and literally say, I've cracked the code. I figured the market out. And usually when someone says that, they just haven't been around for long enough. And you didn't say anything close to that. But I always try to ask a couple questions. I'm not a professional either, brother. I'm just a regular idiot on YouTube. Not a professional as you, but time to time the market goes my way. Me too, brother. Me too. Nah, all good. I appreciate you hopping on, brother. Appreciate you hopping on. 6300s. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I'm interested to see if we fill these 98s, if we react there at all, or if we just drop right back down towards VWAP at 95. I got my VWAP sitting at 62.95. If we come back down lower, what happens if we do? But obviously, we got a turn here. That's some serious selling pressure. Is it just a pullback in the uptrend? You guys still running this bad boy long? You still sold? There we go. We got some of that liquidity coming off the book down here, right? Got some of that getting pulled. Interesting. Interesting to see. Still holding, have my trim at 63.12. Interesting, Brian. Very interesting. Yeah, let's see what we get here. Interesting to see if we do start to find some buyers here, push right back towards these highs, or if indeed we are getting ready to sell off. Moving SL down a bit. Nice. Let's see what we get out of these damn markets, man. So far, a stop by 2 ticks and then right back down. Right back down. Let's see what we get out of these damn markets. Insane. Insane. So there we go. Coming through that level, coming through these 6300s, down to the 97s. 90s next level down below VWAP, back down towards where my entry was on this trade. All the way back down into this range. Now, we're getting ready to test VWAP. We just got around a point away from it. Interested to see if we bounce here or if sellers are actually going to take this thing lower. But this could be choppy. We come back up through the highs. It's going to look like a obvious, really strong, nice, bullish day. We continue lower on this. This is going to look choppy or potentially coming down to continue lower. It could be one of those very difficult to work with movements. This is an unfortunate one, guys. This is really an unfortunate one. My stop was at 63.07. We traded 63.07 and a half. 2 ticks. 2 ticks. Game of inches trading. I would love to still be in this thing now to hold through VWAP and back down as CVD starts to drop off and we start to come through this. It doesn't look terribly bearish, but I still would have loved this for an opportunity to be a nice winning trade to continue the downside. We blow through the bottom of this. I'm going to have liked my trade idea the same way that I like it now. I'm going to like where my stop loss was today, and the market just had one of those difficult movements where I got ticked out, and it continued. It turned around in my direction after a stop, but invalidated the trade, right? Did not reverse from the area that I was looking for, or not reverse, did not continue, right? Because that was a continuation trade. The pullback was not a pullback. It was a blast higher through the highs and then continuation to the upside. Back down to VWAP, and now some buyers stepping in, right? So let's see if they hold this area. But going to be an L for me. Going to be a red day on the live session. I'm done trading my accounts from the London session. Worked those back out of some loss, but I'm not working these out of anything. I'm locked out on this 7-pack for the day. Back around break even overall on these. It's been pretty back and forth. I've eaten into a little bit of this max loss limit now, running these things into profit and then back down. So we'll see how these play out for me next week. But as always, I'll be here trading live with you guys. If you want to hop in the 100% free trading Discord before I get ready, I'm going to run the promos here, guys, because we got 2 of them ending today. And if you want a shot at some deals, now's your chance. Again, do your own research, make your own decisions. If you want into the free trading Discord, there's the link. Basic email gets you in. Not a VIP feeder where I say, give me money and then you could watch me trade on this special platform. None of that stuff. No course to sell you. Everything free 99. But if you want to stay up on when I'm trading live, you want to ask questions, you want to talk about your trading, share your journey with almost 2,000 other community members, we'd be more than happy to have you in there. Outside of that, if you want to check out Bookmap. Bookmap is, I'll share this screen, because this is just the Bookmap site and it's all I have. Can I share this screen? Oh, I can't share it now. Hang on. Bookmap, are you somewhere on here? There we go. If you want to check out Bookmap, hit me up in Discord. The codes are in Discord, so you can hop in there. It's not RDF, it's custom codes to get an even better deal than this. 60% off Global Plus for 3 months and 40% off, 10% better on both of these. Global Plus for a year. This is 50% off of Global Plus, the highest paid package, and 3 months of data. It's a really good trial if you're considering Bookmap. There's also a free trial to get started on Bookmap if you wanted to check that out. Links in the chat. If you want to check out Top 1 Futures, which is what I'm trading on here, 55% off, ends tonight, 11:55 p.m. Eastern. 55% off the straight to sim funded pro accounts and the ability to copy trade up to 9. So not only is the promo going away, you're not going to copy trade 9. They're going to knock that back down. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be like 5 or what they're going to bring it back down to, but the ability to copy trade that many is also part of the promo. So if you want to check that out, code RDF, link is in the chat. If you want the OG accounts, the end of day trailing drawdown, the consistency rule, easier to work with, wider max loss limit, 35% off those bad boys. Appreciate you guys hopping on. As always, remember, trading's risky. I'm not a financial advisor. Most traders lose money. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing you see or hear from me is a recommendation or suggestion to do anything at all. I'm just an idiot here yapping on YouTube for entertainment purposes only. Do your own research, make your own trading decisions, read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Would have liked to end this one on a nice W, but we ended it on an L, at least for me. Part of the game, right? Part of the game. I was on a nice win streak, a really nice win streak in these accounts when I first got started, when they first rolled out, trading them live with you guys. I'm going to continue trading them live to a payout and maybe be considered for a live account, or to blow them, to reset, and get running. But going to try to hold on to them the way that I've been holding on to these guys so far. And I do that by locking myself out if I hit not a personal daily loss limit, but around the max that I want to lose in these accounts specifically for the day. That's part of it, man. So I'm not happy to take an L with you guys, but happy to show you what that looks like. That's what real trading is for me. Maybe you find somebody that only wins. You find somebody that has a wildly high win rate or something along those lines. But this is what it looks like for a regular idiot like me trying to make it happen. Free with you guys on YouTube. So appreciate you being here. If it's valuable for you, hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow wherever you're at. Thanks for being on. Have an awesome weekend. Trade safe the rest of the day. Get outside, touch some grass, grind on the charts, back test if you have to. But if the markets are closed, oftentimes it's great to just kind of get outside, chill out, reset, maybe come back Sunday, grab a cup of coffee, review. I'll be live with you guys every damn day next week. I don't know if I'm going to be as live as I was this week where I did London sessions as well. But hop in the Discord, hop on socials, catch me anywhere. I'll keep you updated, and we'll keep the show rolling. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks for being here. Have a great weekend.